Onto the amp, which is a Line 6 Microspider. Now, I bought this, I have my Palomino 16 over there, which is tube driven, or valve driven, depending on where you're from or whatever terminology you use. That is all tubes. Everything in there is tubes. And I've been carrying that around, and carrying around an amp with tubes makes the lives of the tubes much shorter. Which is why I got this amp, the Line 6 Microspider. This amp is a digital amp, it's solid state, so I can carry this around and play with it even though it doesn't sound quite as good as tubes. I checked this thing out while I was at the actual store, and it has built-in effects and a bunch of stuff on it too, so, it was a good deal. If you just take a look at the picture, you see it has effects here like sweep echo, tape echo, reverb, all that stuff. It has chorus, flange, tremolo, bunch of different stuff, all built into the amp. So this is a good travel amp. It really is. Now let's open this thing up. Now that I've opened the box. Pilot's guide. Interesting. Silica! Yes! I love silica! I'm gonna get this out. Here it is. It's very small. It's so small. Looks like it has air holes in it for some reason when it has silica in it already. That makes no sense at all, but alright, let's open this.
Eating silica is almost orgasmic.
Yeah, that's a ridiculously creepy Salad Fingers impression. But here it is. Look how beautiful and shiny it is. Oh. This is the tuner. See, it has a little LED light, so if you're... Basically, the idea of this tuner is like a lot of them. You just try to get... You play your note, try to keep it in the green. It's pretty simple. Mic trim, so you can turn the volume up on the mic and whatever. Here are all the effects. You can have chorus, flange, phaser, tremolo. You can also... excuse me again. You can also have sweep echo, tape echo, and reverb. Which is pretty nice. And what's nice about... and I like the settings on here. You can have clean, crunch, metal, and insane. How cool is that? I gotta play this amp for you guys and just test that out. That'll probably be part 2. There's also a control for drive, which is always nice. Bass, midtones, treble, channel volume, and the master volume. There you go. Pretty simple. And of course there's an annoying sticker on the front. Now let's look at what powers it. Now you can also plug in 9-volt AC adapter into this, which I'm probably going to try and dig out somewhere. I don't know if I have any, but I'm going to look. That would be nice because, I don't want to have to use... I'm not going to want to have to use batteries the entire time. Of course, you can take the back off. There's the speaker. And there's the circuit board. See, there's no tubes in here at all. It's all transistors. And amongst other things. Now, it looks like in this amp, you put... I don't know what kind of batteries these take. It looks like they take C batteries. That's interesting. Well, I personally would go for AC adapter. I would only use batteries if I was like... Let's say I was in college and I wanted to go play out in the middle of campus. That's when I'd use batteries. What I think is interesting is that the back, where the batteries are, is just held on by Velcro. I guess that's secure enough. Alright, I'm going to go dig out, see if I can dig out a 9-volt AC adapter from my clusterfuck of cords in the closet. Be right back. Alright, I'm a complete retard, and apparently it actually came with its own adapter. Yeah, I'm dumb. But here you go. Got my guitar. Hooked in. Now let's take a look at this amp. To turn it on, there's a switch in the back right there. Now, to turn on the tuner, like it says right there, you just hold and it does this. And then you play, and then it measures the tones. And that's basically what it does. Let's keep it on clean for now. See, it has quite a different sound than the tube amp. The tube amp doesn't have quite as much punch as this one does. This is a solid state amp, so. Now this is what chorus flange sounds like. This is what phaser sounds like. It also, you can also put it different intensities with these knobs, and this is tremolo. Now here's tremolo all the way up, which I think is kind of cool. That's just pretty cool. And here's what sweep echo sounds like. You can also select the beat by hitting this button here and tapping it however many times you need for... The tap here is the beat, so you actually tap the beat. Let's say I go da-da, it goes da-da. Da. So I go da-da, that does that. Here's tape echo, which is just like regular echo, which is like delay pretty much. I'll make it slower. There you go. And reverb is just reverb. Now let me go through all the different things on the front. Crunch. That's crunch. This is metal. This is insane. Now here's acoustic. And there's acoustic for you. And these are all presets. You can actually change these and do different combinations with these buttons while pressing the tap button and a whole bunch of different things. You basically have to read the manual to get all the functionality out of this. But the functionality on this thing is pretty damn cool. Now I'll play a few songs for you with it. Yeah, and then I put on something like a little bit of choral flanger. And then I can make breathe sound pretty cool. You get the point. And insane is, well, insane. You can use this a lot for harmonics in the strum. And you know, Dragon Force, Dragon Force has this thing called the Pac-Man sound. Well, it sounds especially good when you do it with the insane setting. There it is. Batman sounds exceptionally good on there. Yeah, there you go. And that's pretty much the gist of this amp. You know, it's an amp. There's not much more to say about it. Well, that's my review of this amp. I think it's a nice amp. In the fact that it has all these presets and all that stuff, you know, that's probably standard on most mini amps these days. Oh, this isn't a mini amp. This is just a small amp. But I like it. It has good sound. I don't typically like solid state amps that much, but this one is tolerable. I like it. It's pretty cool. And that's my review of this amp. Bye-bye.